Hey guys, so one of this week's video is going to be a Q&A video, as you guys probably saw in the title. So I asked on Instagram and I asked on Snapchat for you guys to send in questions that you guys wanted answered for me. So I had them all written down here on my laptop and I'm just gonna go boom 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 through them all and answer them. The first question says, who is your favorite person in our iMessage chat besides you? This is from one of my best friends. The only iMessage chat that we have is us two. So, I see you, Sam. I see you. Alright, moving on. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I would assume a lot of wood. With this tongue twister, we've given woodchucks very high standards to live by. So, okay, here's a more serious question. What activities are you involved in at college? So this semester, I've been bombarded with like a bunch of stuff, and I started off the semester taking 18 units. So I was taking 6 classes, and it's hard to be really involved in anything just because all the clubs that I was interested in, they meet in the evening, so they meet at like 7:30 to 9 p.m. and I'm really just not trying to stay at school for that long because I obviously commute, and so I'm there from 7 o'clock in the morning and I don't feel like being there from 7 o'clock to 9 p.m. So currently I'm not in any clubs or anything, but one of my classes that I am in is called, it's like a first year seminar class, and so one of the assignments that we're required to do, I think I've mentioned it in a vlog before, but we're required to go to 5 different events. And so I've been going to different events just around school that they have periodically. So like they'll have on Wednesday afternoons, they have like a guest band or something come in, and then they perform for like an hour or so. And then they also have movie nights where they show free movies and give out like free food and everything. Obviously I can't have the free food. But yeah, just like little things like that around the campus, and even like little pop-up art galleries and stuff, I don't know. They have like a lot of different activities and stuff that you can go to that you don't really have to commit to, which is really nice. That's that. But other than that, like I said, I'm not in any clubs just because I don't have the time or the will to go to a club that meets up that late at night, you know? Hopefully next semester I'll get into more clubs and stuff like that. How did you get into bullet journaling? I get this question a lot actually, just from people who have seen my bullet journal, or back when I used to run a bullet journaling account, I've gotten this question like, oh, how did you get into it? How did you start? What inspires you? And honestly, I don't remember how it happened. I think I was just scrolling through Instagram and I saw like someone who made their own planner, and I was like, ooh, that's so cool. I want to try doing it because I like being creative sometimes. Now I'm creative like all the time. But yeah, it kind of just started from that, and I started bullet journaling in April of 2017. I remember that because my theme for that was like rain clouds and everything, and it was like all blue, and I remember freaking out over bullet journaling. I didn't know it was called bullet journaling at first. I just was like, oh, I'm making my own planner. And so I went out and I went to go find more Instagram accounts that were very similar, and then I ended up seeing a lot of Muji products. So I bought all the Muji products. I bought Muji notebooks and like the Muji gel pens. I was so into it. Nowadays I'm not really into the Japanese kawaii-esque vibe. I don't know, that's just not me. That's kind of how I got into it, and then from there it kind of just spiraled down this this little pathway, I guess you could say.
Janelle, get your life together, my goodness.
Where I lost a lot of money because I don't know if you guys can see back there, but those are all markers and pens and just like brush pens and stuff like that I use in my bullet journal. I use them a lot. Thankfully I use them a lot because they are not cheap. Let me tell you, those brush pens back there, they are not cheap. So if you want to get into bullet journaling, I'm not saying you have to buy like all the expensive brush pens and everything, but if you want to get into brush lettering, you're gonna have to be willing to spend money because brush pens are not. The next question is, why are you so cute? Why are you so nice? Oh. God made me that way, and I'm happy. The next question is, how are you so good at being organized and staying on top of your stuff, plus have patience for calligraphy? Time management. I cannot say that enough. Time management is key. Time management. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at time management. I was raised in a way that I was taught time management. So I would say I'm pretty decent at time management. Like, of course, I'm not a perfect human being, so I'm going to mess up. And I'm gonna have those days where I'm gonna procrastinate everything. Like, literally the last 2 weeks, I have not been productive. I didn't study as much as I wanted to. I didn't get as much stuff done as I wanted to. It was just bad. But when I am on top of my game, I am on top of my game. I make sure I take breaks when I need to. I don't get too distracted on my phone. I actually have an app. It's called Tide, and it's kind of like a timer app. And one of the settings that you can put on it is have the timer start, but it only starts when your phone is flipped over. So for me, for example, I have a 45-minute timer that I set up for me to just sit down and do work. So I have my phone flipped over, and if you flip your phone back over to go and check it, the timer's gonna stop. That kind of helps me, because it's like, oh, I can't pick up my phone because otherwise I'm not gonna accomplish this goal of working for 45 minutes straight. And then, like I said, I have breaks. I take time to eat. I take time to stop and watch a few YouTube videos here and there. And I just have to be careful not to get caught up in a loop of just this downward spiral.
What is it with me and spirals?
Of watching YouTube videos or watching Netflix episodes. A lot of it is just time management. And then patience for calligraphy. I don't really have as much time anymore. Well, I do have time. It's just, it takes a lot of work to get everything out. I don't really take the time to practice calligraphy as much as I used to. The most calligraphy practice that I do get is just setting up my spreads for my bullet journal. And then lately I've been getting back into listening to sermons via podcast. So while I'm listening to those sermons on the podcast, I'll just, take notes, and then I'll write down quotes and stuff, and I'll write them in calligraphy. So I integrate calligraphy into what I'm already wanting to do. The next question, well, I guess this isn't really a question. They say, delete your channel. No, thank you. Moving on. When will you actually do your homework? I do my homework, thank you very much. So, what is your least favorite college class right now? Okay, so I'm just gonna list all my college classes, and then I'll say what my least favorite is. And while I'm at it, I'll just say what my favorite or favorites, because I'm kind of conflicted now that I think about it. Well, I have a child development class, I have basic intro to bio kind of class, history class, a psychology class, and then my first year seminar, which I've already mentioned. Right now, my least favorite class is biology, just because of the way the course is set up. Like, all the assignments and stuff are online, which isn't the problem. That's not the problem. It's just the way that she teaches, it's kind of all over the place. Again, I think I've mentioned that in my last vlog, but it's just hard to follow along and at the same time understand it. And the assignments that we're given don't really help. It's just the homework that we're given, it's actually graded. So if you get a question wrong, you're gonna lose the points. And it's difficult because the way the homework questions are worded is different from how the textbook words things. And it's more, I don't know. I just feel like I can't find a lot of the homework answers in the textbook, even though the homework is literally straight from the publisher of the textbook. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this class. Like, I love biology. Like, I'm a nursing major. I like biology. But it's this class that's difficult. But if I had to pick a favorite class, it'd be between my psychology class and my child development class. Just because I feel like I'm learning so much more in those classes, and it's very engaging. So I'm not sitting in class just listening to a lecture. I'm sitting in class listening to a lecture and listening to my professor make fun little remarks here and there, or asking us questions, or having us ask questions and stuff. They're much more interactive classes, and I really like classes that are like that, because then it's like I'm forced to apply what I'm learning in that moment rather than sitting there trying to absorb and understand it. What is the weirdest thing you've seen at college? What is the weirdest thing I've seen? Okay, so earlier I mentioned that every Wednesday we have a like music group or something come in. There was this one music group, and like I don't mean to throw shade or criticize them, but it was a very interesting music genre. It was like this person was trying to do like a mix of electro, if that's a thing, electro, and then they were also trying to do screamo, and they were also trying to do dubstep and like trap music. It was like all of that combined, and as they were singing, it was extremely heavily auto-tuned. It was just the strangest music I have ever listened to. And then the last question that I have is, what are the last 3 songs you've been listening to? This one I had to sit down and kind of just think about for a quick sec, because I never stopped to look at what songs I have been listening to. I kind of just listen to songs, and if I like it, then I'll listen to it again whenever it pops up on my Spotify. I did manage to come up with 3. The third one was hard to come up with. So the first song is called Broken Prayers by Riley Clemens, and then there's Be Alright by Evan and Eris, and then Reckless Love by Corey Asbury. These 3 songs have been on my playlist.
Well, duh.
And I'm actually in progress of learning how to sing Broken Prayers, because I like it. I like it that much. If I like a song enough, I will stop and I will try to learn how to play it and learn how to sing it on guitar. Or learn how to play it on guitar and learn how to sing it.
Ah yes, we love a good mess.
So, those are all the questions that I got from Instagram and from Snapchat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, leave down in the comments below if you have any other questions, and if I get enough, I'll film another Q&A video. Leave down in the comments below just video suggestions that you have for me. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.